I want to talk about tech and one firm in particular, Google. The CEO saying the failure of its AI-driven image generation feature is, quote, completely unacceptable. In an email to staff, the CEO of Alphabet, Sundar Pichai, addressing criticism after the company's Gemini depicted historically inaccurate scenes. In the memo, Pichai saying structural changes will be made to prevent further incidents, stressing the need to deliver unbiased and accurate information. Now, I wonder what he's alluding to here, Ramo.
I mean, I guess that there's a real issue here, because is he countering it right now in terms of the reputational risk? Or does he have to really go deeper to say what went wrong with the processes, when they were aware of this, why they didn't slow this down, why he wasn't more aware of this, and really highlight exactly how they're adapting to the AI models that they've currently created? Essentially, this is saying that their data sets were projecting something that the end user didn't want to see.
I think we have to draw a distinction between a regrettable mistake and an accident. Making an accident would imply they weren't aware that this wasn't working quite the way they thought it would be. A regrettable mistake is it works exactly the way they thought it would. It rolled out, the pushback was severe, and now they regret it. It's a regrettable mistake. But was it truly an accident? And the structural changes that the CEO is alluding to there, that implies that maybe this wasn't. And that's a big problem.
It wasn't in that they were trying to offset implicit biases in their data sets, and maybe it went too far. The issue that I think that's a bigger issue is, how do you deal with the fact that people are biased? They put that data in, and that's going to generate biases. So then you're going to have biases that get entrenched in social norms. This is the difficulty. So how do you, as a content provider, a content search engine, how do you offset that? What are the right parameters for that? And who is in charge of that? These are all very big questions that we haven't established.
Two things. Can you put the genie back in the bottle, though? Everyone knows they came out with it, as Nate Silver was saying, prime time, when it wasn't ready for prime time. And then what is going to be the response in Washington, D.C.? Yet again, J.D. Vance, yesterday at a tech conference, partially hosted by Bloomberg, called for saying it's long past time Google needs to be broken up. And they have issues with what you're talking about, Jonathan, this underlying, what some of these Republicans would call underlying bias on the left when it comes to some of these tech companies.
I'm going to sound like a free market libertarian. Excuse me just for a moment if I sound like a free market libertarian. Not that there's anything wrong with that necessarily. Lisa, you said it the other day, and I think you nailed it. We can't rely on the regulator to do anything about this. They're slow. You've got some people in this world begging for the regulator to step in. I don't know if we could rely on them, even if they were up to date on all of this stuff. The market's spoken. They've rolled this out, the consumers push back aggressively, and they've had to change course. And it's not for the first time we've seen something like this. Can we keep relying on the market to do the regulator's job for them?
To build on that, is this actually things working right? That people did push back and then they're reassessing? And on some level, isn't this the preferred method when you still have the intellectual creativity to create some of these models that will be the future?